So yeah, I guess living in China has reinforced that feeling. Leaving their home country, coming to China, I think it's a good choice. If
Okay.
you have that chance, you should take it.
Can we have a little introduction of your name and where you're from, please?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Joe, and I'm from England.
England, Joe. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about England?
Sure. It's a fairly small country with a large population, given the size of the country. And I think it's a very beautiful place. It has a long history, similar to China. That's quite a rich history, but it's changed over recent years. And I feel like the opportunities are shrinking.
Shrinking?
So yeah, I find myself in China
Okay.
because of that. Yeah.
So is that the reason you're coming here?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah. I feel like there are much fewer opportunities for local people in England,
Okay.
and you're generally pushed down a path. So I feel like when you move to a different country, there are more opportunities open up to you, and especially in China, I feel like there are more opportunities for foreigners.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if I'm visiting like England, what do you think like the best season to visit and any good spots that I need to go, any things that I need to pay attention to?
definitely. The best time to go to England is in May and June.
Okay, so summer.
Definitely. Yeah, just before summer.
Before
Because
summer.
if you go in July, everywhere is extremely busy. You get the tourist season, the schools have broken up, so everything is super busy. So you want to hit May, June, and you'll start your trip in London. If you can get out of London, you go to Devon and Somerset. You have some beautiful beaches, some chilled people. Somerset and Devon is where you find the people with long hair who are chilling on the beach.
Okay.
And then once you've been to Devon, Somerset, you can make your way up to Manchester, perhaps, if you like football and sports. Then make your way up to York,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's up to you from there. If you want to go to Scotland, Edinburgh's pretty beautiful. So yeah, I'd recommend those places. But get out of London. London is not the only place in the UK.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. So
that's my
what's
recommendation.
something you like about England and something you dislike about England?
Surprisingly, I like the food.
Really?
Yeah,
Surprisingly.
surprisingly, because online English food gets bashed by everyone. It's kind of the joke of the worldwide cuisine.
Okay.
But if you're from England, then English food is good, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I've grown up with English food, so I love it. So if you want to really try English food, you've got to find a very local kind of place, like a very good pie and mash shop, a very good fish and chip shop, um, or a good chef. There are plenty of Michelin-starred restaurants in London, so you can find some good English food. It's just not cooked in the kitchens of local people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
do you have any recommendations for the
for the food.
authentic English food in Shanghai?
Oh, in Shanghai,
Yeah.
this we went to a place, a pie. Oh, it's called Pie Society.
High
Pie
society.
Society. Yeah, it's not bad. Their pies are probably the best you can find in
Okay, Pie
Shanghai.
Society. You should get
Pie
us.
Pie Society. Yeah, there should be some money. But yeah, one thing I dislike about England,
Yes.
it's hard to say. Perhaps for young people, things like getting on the housing ladder is like impossible. Um, for example, my parents, they would have to work in like a mediocre job, an average job, 10 or 15 years, they could buy a good house. Now, the average person needs to work 30, 40 years just to be able to afford a house. So it's
The same
difficult.
here.
Yeah, it's the same everywhere, really.
Okay.
So that's a difficulty. So it's very difficult to live in England, I feel like. Yeah,
Let's
difficult.
get back to China then.
Okay,
Since
yeah,
it's difficult.
yeah.
So, what is your impression before you come to here? Before you come
Before
to
I
China?
came, my impression was things are much more tightly controlled. Like the government has much more authority over people. But in reality, when you live here, it doesn't affect your daily life at all. You can just live very freely here. So I was surprised by how free people are, and Yeah, I think people are very free to express themselves, especially in Shanghai.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any how long how many years or how long you have been in China?
You should see that here is like most people like staring at you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the differences, right, between England
Yeah.
and
Okay.
China.
Yeah, one thing I didn't expect is like people to stare so much. Like if you're just walking down the street minding your own business, people seem very interested in you and they'll just stare as you walk past them. So that's one thing I didn't expect. I didn't know that would happen. So I was very shocked. My first couple of days, I thought I was doing something very wrong. Like I was breaking the rules, and people were using their stare to communicate that I was breaking the rules.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, I think everything has been a pleasant surprise. It's exceeded my expectations since I've been living here. So you asked, I've been here 2 years almost.
2 years.
2 years almost. But I live in Suzhou, not in
So,
Shanghai. Yeah.
so you travel often to Shanghai.
Yeah, because Tabi lives in Shanghai,
Oh,
so
okay.
I come
That's
here.
sweet.
Yeah. But it's very close, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. What is something you like about China and something you dislike about China?
Something I like. Yeah. Everything is very affordable here. It's also readily available. Any service is super quick. You can get anything on your doorstep. It seems like the same day, if not in 20 or 30 minutes. So, yeah, it's very convenient to live in China. There's not too many things I dislike. Probably the staring, which I already mentioned. It's very hard to get used to, I think, people staring at you.
What about the people staring at you, Suzhou, and people staring at Shanghai?
It's worse in Suzhou, and it's even worse if you go to a tier two or
Tier
tier
three, four,
three.
five.
So yeah, as you go down the tiers, it gets worse, but it's not so bad, right? It could be much worse than that, right? So I think China's really good. I like it here.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
one last thing. So over the past 2 years, what is the most valuable thing you've learned so far living in China?
Uh, that's a tough question. Most valuable thing. I have to think about
Yeah,
that.
it could be the lifestyle, the momentums of and also could be
Most
like
valuable.
relationship wise.
Uh, well, I've met Tabby, so
But it's just nerves. It's just
yeah,
nerves.
that's true. You didn't teach me anything. Um, I'm not sure, but I will say living abroad is a good way to learn to start to re-enjoy your life. Because a lot of people feel stuck in their home countries, and that's the way I kind of felt. Um, but it's not the first time I lived in a foreign country, and every time I do, I seem to enjoy my life much more. I feel like there's less weight, less pressure on my shoulders,
Okay.
and I can just live more freely and make my own decisions and choices. Um, so yeah, I guess living in China has reinforced that feeling that it's a good decision to move abroad. So if anyone is considering leaving their home country, coming to China, I think it's a good choice.
Okay.
If you have that chance, you should take it.
Yeah, you should take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you. That's
that's
all I
it.
have.
Yeah, no problem.